Industrial giant Pacific Dunlop has fallen foul of the Trade Practices Act. In the federal court today, fines totalling $1.8 million were imposed on 2 subsidiaries of the company for breaches of the Act. An intensive 2-year investigation by the Australian Competition and Consumer Commission resulted in the company pleading guilty to offences including price fixing, customer sharing and collusion. Pacific Dunlop was ordered to pay costs of more than $100,000. Tom Broadbridge, state manager of one of the companies involved, was also fined $100,000 and has been removed from his position. The case has cost the company millions of dollars in legal fees. It's had a devastating effect on the executives involved and also their families. Apparently, the price fixing and collusion had been going on since executives of the 2 competitors met up at an industry function.
As you all know, our company, Pacific Foam, and Foam Co., our major competitor, have had problems with chemical spills over the years. So Brian Tresgroth, the state manager of Foam Co., and I put our heads together and came up with the idea of asking Major Bronson here from the fire department to give us a few hints on how his team can help in case of an accident. Over to you, Major Bronson.
Thanks, Tom. Now, obviously, both of your companies are well aware of the potential dangers that can be involved with TDI chemical spills. They can happen out of the blue, and when they do, they're a nightmare to clean up.
Oh, Brian, have you met Kevin Sharp, my sales manager?
Hey, Kev, how are you? Dave McGrath, my SM.
Pleased to meet you. Hi, Dave. How do you do?
Nice. What do you reckon? Good meeting?
Yeah, but hard yakking.
I think we all deserve a drink.
Sounds good to me.
Oh, yeah. Right. Here we had a spill last year, knocked us around for months, and the clean-up bill was astronomical.
But that put a dent in your profits.
Yeah, just when we didn't need it. What with you guys bottoming the market?
Oh, well, it's you guys who keep dropping the price to win new business.
I mean, I've seen the invoices. You're cutting your throats and ours as well. The last thing we need is a bloody price war.
What's the point of beating each other over the head, eh?
It's much better if you stick to your patch and we stay on ours. That way there's a quid in it for everyone.
Works for me. Can I get 4 more beers here, please?
Cost our opposite numbers a fortune last year.
They wouldn't have been pleased.
No. Told us about it in the pub afterwards. Not a bad mob, actually. Have to introduce you to them sometime.
It's just that the market's so damn unpredictable, Tom, you know? You don't know which way to turn.
Well, you don't have to tell me. I mean, we've been putting up with it for the last 6 months or so. Stavros. This is Stavros, our financial controller, Brian and Dave from Foam Co.
I heard a lot about you guys.
Have you now?
Yeah, sit down and have a drink.
Thanks, I think I'll stick to mineral water. I've got a lot on this oven.
Oh, shit, have a glass of this. See what sort of wine buff you are, mate.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Not bad. $40 a bottle.
Everything's so competitive out there today. I mean, if our 2 companies continue to slug it out on price, well, we're both dead in the water, mate.
Well, we can compete on quality and service. The last thing we want to do is undercut the price.
That's exactly what you guys did with Aussie mattresses. They showed me the quote. You underbid us by 5 cents a sheet.
Aussie mattresses are ours, mate. We've been supplying them for yonks. Keep your thieving hands off them.
All right, point taken. And what about Southern Furniture? Did they ask you for a quote?
Yeah, it's on my desk right now.
They're one of our biggest customers.
OK, we'll fix it up for you.
Fine. And we'll leave Aussie mattresses to you. All right?
Deal. We'll sort it out between the 2 of you, OK? Enjoyed the lunch?
Yeah, great.
They're not bad people, the opposition. Pity they don't work for us.
You know that conversation we just had? Mightn't it come close to breaching the Trade Practices Act?
What conversation?
For the meeting we just had.
What meeting? Get this straight, Stavros. There was no meeting, OK?
Okay.
Can you put this one through the books? It's for the lunch I had with Brian the other day.
What lunch?
You know, the one at the hotel. What lunch? Very good.
Oh, g'day, Kev. How's it hanging?
Oh, fine. What can I do for you, Dave?
I just wanted to sort out that Southern Furniture thing.
Okay. What's your price on that, mate?
Or $1 sheet?
No worries. Consider it fixed.
Well, I think that video is an excellent summary on the subject of price fixing. As your company lawyer, I can summarize it very easily like this. It's against the law. So don't do it.
Pretty heavy, huh?
What?
Oh, this trade practices stuff. Those fines. Whew. Reckon what we're doing qualifies?
Maybe. So what?
Oh, so maybe we're breaking the law.
This is just the company proving it's doing the right thing by having these seminars.
You reckon?
Look, everyone does it. You can't make $1 in business without breaking a few laws. The real crime is getting caught, but we won't, will we?
Oh, I hope not.
We just deny everything. If the ACCC investigated, they couldn't prove a thing. Anyway, why would they?
I'm dropping down from site manager to manufacturing manager.
It's nothing personal. We're closing your plant and merging it with the others. Something had to give.
So why do I have to be the bunny?
Luck of the draw.
Well, stick your job then. Yeah, tell me about it. I picked a wonderful time to go out on my own. I'm already 50 grand in hock. My old company's putting the screws on me in the marketplace. But I know how to fix them. I'll have a chat to the ACCC. They divide the turf. This is your customer, that one is ours. Done it for years. I know. I was there.
So you're saying they had an agreement not to compete for certain customers?
You bet. They talk to each other all the time, comparing notes, working out what prices to quote and that. If you ask me, it stinks.
Hi, I'm Chris Wilcox from the Australian Competition and Consumer Commission.
And I'm Carla Aranchez, also from the ACCC.
We're investigating allegations of price fixing and customer sharing by your former employer, Pacific Foam. Anything like that go on while you were there?
What's this?
A Section 155 notice against 2 subsidiaries of Pacific Dunlop. We're alleging 35 different offences, including price fixing, customer sharing and collusion. As you know, the company must answer our written questions and provide us with the documents that we seek.
We also have reason to believe that some of your employees have been destroying some files.
Of course we'll comply with your requests.
You better. And don't forget, the fines are up to 10 million on each offence.
10 million? On each offence. And there are 35 alleged offences so far. So what do we do? 2 things. First, we cooperate with the ACCC. We provide the documents and answers sought. And second, we find out for ourselves what the hell's going on.
Do they have a case against us?
That's what we have to find out.
How?
Well, we need to make sure that none of our people is hiding anything from the ACCC, or more importantly, us.
Okay. Do what you have to do.
The Commissioner suggested that people are hiding or destroying files. We just need to be able to tell them that it isn't so.
Fair enough.
Hi, Dad. Can you play with us?
Not right now, Jamie.
Sorry about the mess. I've got a dinner party this evening.
We'll be out of your hair as soon as possible.
Find anything?
No, but at least we know they haven't stashed any documents away.
And what now?
We speak to the other executives and at the same time list all the files in the company so we can answer the Commission's notice.
That'll take days.
Oh, weeks, probably. But it's the only way to make sure we've got them all. Besides, it'll save an enormous amount of time when we look for the documents the ACCC has requested. And more importantly, it'll assist us in getting to the bottom of the problem.
What are they up to now?
Their job.
Well, how can we do our job with these guys checking up on us all the time?
Don't worry, it's just bureaucratic bullshit. It'll be over in a few days.
Oh, it's driving me bananas.
Let them put their sticky notes on the files. They're not going to find anything, are they?
No.
Relax. Say nothing. Everything will be sweet.
Stavros, have you been involved in any price fixing, collusion, or customer sharing with your competitors?
No.
You're sure about that?
Of course I'm sure.
Bill, have you been involved in any price fixing, collusion, or customer sharing?
Not directly, no.
But you do know that it's been going on.
I've heard whispers.
It's important you tell us what you know.
I need some sort of indemnity first.
So, where are we up to now?
Well, we've got a current employee who's told us what's going on. We know the ACCC has formally interrogated an ex-employee, and we've spoken to another ex-employee who's told us what's going on. But the other people here are keeping quiet.
We need to get them to talk to us. How can we defend them if we don't know what we're defending? Chances are one of them will buckle under pressure in court and crack.
It'd be good if we had some hard evidence to put to them. But there's nothing. We've gone through all the files. It was all off the record.
What about the petty cash books?
What about them?
If some of our people have been meeting some of their people, how would they do that?
Drink after work, maybe?
Wouldn't that show up on the petty cash records?
Doubt it.
What if they had lunch?
Possibly.
Get hold of the petty cash book. I reckon that's where we'll find the evidence. And make sure no one's watching when you get it. Copy this. A lunch for $650. And look who was there.
Tom, Kevin, Stavros, Brian Foley and Dave McGrath of Foamco.
Bingo.
Oh, look, here's another one. It's also claimed by Tom, same crew, and a third in Stavros's name.
We've got them. Tom, for the record, have you been involved in any price fixing with your competitors?
No, I haven't.
Any sharing of customers or collusion?
No way.
Have you had any meetings with employees from rival companies over the past few years?
No.
They still won't come clean.
Trying to protect themselves, I suppose.
Let me be devil's advocate for a moment. Why don't we just deny everything?
A number of reasons. Firstly, we already have one senior executive who's admitted to us that there's been price fixing going on. He's not going to lie to the ACCC if he's questioned. Second, if these guys lie to the ACCC, it's jail for them. Imagine the company's position then. Third, we have a corporate obligation to act responsibly, which means not concealing evidence. Fourthly, we have a task force set up at our own head office to deal with trade practices. They're not going to stand for lying to the ACCC. And as a lawyer, I'm not going to lie either. Finally, there's too much at stake. We could be prosecuted for 35 offences, and the fines are $10 million each.
Okay. So what do you want to do?
I want to bring out the artillery, turn up the heat a notch, hire a couple of Queen's Counsel, and give them all a grilling.
Fine. Wheel in the big guns. Let's see if we can't get one of the silly buggers to crack.
I put it to you, Tom, that you've been colluding with your competitors for years.
No, I haven't.
I'd like to remind you that this interview's being taped, and it's in your own interests that you answer these questions honestly.
I am being honest.
I'll ask you again. Have you been involved in any collusion or any customer sharing with your competitors over the past few years?
No.
Have you ever had a conversation with Brian Foley, your opposite number, over a competitive tender, for example?
No.
What, you've never spoken to Brian Foley?
I've met him once or twice at industry gatherings, that's all.
I might have had lunch with him once, when I first started in June or July.
We need you to be honest, Stavros. We're trying to build a defence for the company, and we can't do that if we don't know what we're defending.
I'm telling you the truth.
I think you're lying.
No, I'm not. I don't lie. Look, I told you, I'm telling you the truth.
Have you ever filed a false petty cash claim, Stavros?
No, of course not.
OK, Stavros, I'd like you to take a look at this petty cash claim for March 1995. It's for a dinner for you, Tom, Brian Foley, David McGrath for Phone Co. That is your handwriting, isn't it?
Yeah, well, that'll be it then. That's the lunch I was talking about.
You were talking about a lunch in June. This is for a dinner the following March. There's a receipt there for $650.
A $650 dinner. I would have thought that you'd remembered a dinner like that.
It was a long time ago.
But that was the only time you had a lunch or a dinner with Brian and Dave. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right. It's the only time.
I'd like to show you this petty cash record, Stavros. 5th of May, 1995. It's for a lunch with you, Tom, Kevin, Brian and Dave.
No, I wasn't there. Definitely not.
Isn't that your signature on the claim form?
Yeah.
Now, it's claimed against your expense account, yet you say you weren't there.
I was asked to put on my claim form a lunch I didn't attend. It's a little lie. We all do it from time to time. Look, I bust my guts out for this company. I deliver on profit year after year. Now you're going to crucify me for one little detail?
Stavros, as the financial controller of this company, you are responsible for the integrity of the financial records, aren't you?
What's that got to do with it?
Well, you're saying that you falsified a petty cash claim. Did you know this is a criminal offence?
Look, I made a mistake, OK? Jesus Christ, one little mistake. If I knew it was going to cause all this trouble, I wouldn't have signed it.
You see, Stavros, by your own hand, you were at this dinner. You realised the Commission could go after you personally on this, and you could be liable for a personal fine of $500,000.
We can't defend you, Stavros, unless we know the truth.
OK, OK, I'll tell you what I know.
How'd you go?
Listen, mate, they've got us and that's it.
Told them. They knew about the lunches. They knew about everything. They've got the petty cash receipts. It's all there in black and white. Now they're going to crucify me for it.
No, it's okay. I'll cop the blame.
They've got my signature.
Don't worry. I told you to do it, right? I'm not after you.
Andrew Carter.
Hello. This is Vanessa, Tom's wife. I'm really worried about Tom. Could you tell me what's going to happen to him?
Well, he's just admitted to a whole series of breaches of the Trade Practices Act.
Oh, God.
He'll lose all his promotional privileges, of course, and he'll probably be moved out of his current position.
That job means the world to Tom.
It's my job to defend the company. I'll do what I can to protect him. You have my word.
Thank you.
We're pleading guilty, and we'd like you to take into consideration that we've been as cooperative as possible.
As you had to be.
No. We could have messed you around for years, denied everything and made you prove it all yourself. But we didn't. We cooperated.
Fair enough, but you realise it's not going to be easy to reach a settlement. There's your co-defendant to negotiate with as well.
The court takes this sort of conduct very seriously. Price fixing and collusion strike at the heart of the free market, the basis of our economy, and ultimately, consumers are forced to pay more for their goods. The Commission has submitted that the appropriate fine for the offences admitted by the defendants would ordinarily be in the order of $5 million to $7 million. However, Pacific Dunlop has cooperated fully with the Commission in its inquiries into these contraventions, and that has been taken into account. Consequently, this court is imposing a fine of $1.2 million on Pacific Foam and a fine of $600,000 on Aussie Foam. These penalties are significant when taking the annual profits of each company into account. The court also imposes a fine of $100,000 upon Mr. Thomas Broadbridge. And this penalty may not seem sufficient. However, he has 2 dependent school-aged children and a wife who is unwell. The penalty of $100,000 will cause him significant hardship. It is not proposed to impose any pecuniary penalty upon Mr. Kevin Sharp, since he would not have been involved in any of these affairs but for the instructions he received from Mr. Broadbridge. The court also orders the companies to pay the Commission's costs of $100,000.
The whole thing has far-reaching implications for the future of the executives involved, as well as for the company.
They must have known that what they were doing was against the law.
They knew. They still broke it. I suppose they thought they'd never be discovered. But you know, there's an old adage, the truth will out.